Thank you for joining the Syndicate Network and your host, Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi.
Oh, yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Skywalker back at y'all with another one. Man, y'all could be anywhere else, and I do mean that. It is Saturday night, and I'm sorry that I'm coming at y'all with this stream this evening, but it just had to go down because I don't know if I'm going to be available tomorrow night, and Monday is probably going to be a whole other day, you know what I'm saying? So I had to do this tonight, but I'm so glad you guys are rocking out with me because we about to have a great conversation. We are. And we're going to react to some videos too. Right? We really about to have a great conversation, and we just about to put out some information. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm doubling up on the streams, right? We had cartoons and cereal this morning where Zack Snyder dropped another picture during a stream or a space or something. You know, it is, right? Anyway, we got SPR Dave in the building. What's going on, bro? We got W Mir in the building. What's going on, bro? We got who's this? The Edit Goat 007. I'm sorry, it's doing these ads again. I hate it, but hey, we gotta rock with it. We got the good Austin in the building. Shout out to the cool table. You know what I mean? We got CY98 in the house. What's going on? We got Venkata in the building. We got Paolo Caesar in the building. We got Sean in the building. We got Big Boss in the building, right? Mama Bear Doll, thank you for being here, Mama Bear. We appreciate you. Right? Sin Havoc 5150's in the building. Vegeta's in the building. Right? We got Nessa Noel in the building. Thank you for being here, Nessa, as well. We appreciate you. Right? Who's that? TJ is in the building. Right? Who else is in here? Brad Lee is in the building as well. Much love. Michael Capo. Yeah, wild card. This is going to be a great one. We got Rock Toxic in the building. What's going on? Yeah. Nah, this going to be a doozy. Oh, yeah, I'm chilling today. Right? SPR Dave had a great day. After I finish this stream, I'm about to hop on some Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC. You know what I'm saying? Just got that. Right? You know what I mean? We on here, bro. So look. I saw what you sent me, Sin Havoc. We gonna break it down. Yeah, man. Crazy, bro. Alan Belk is in the building. What's going on, Alan Belk? Yeah, now we're gonna break this down because once again, I just don't want to hear that like I'm making this shit up or I'm the one that is like in the wrong for just bringing you guys this information. Right? We got Iron Will Fitness in the building. What's going on? The Curly Ray. Oh, yeah, bro. No, I saw what you sent, Austin. That's fire. But I don't want to play it because, like, you know how that copyright stuff, that song, right? That money music, you know what I mean? That money music, bro. He said, you in the wrong because you're right. Yeah, bro. I just don't like when people be trying to act like I'm the one that's making this stuff up or like, hey, this guy Sky is trying to sell people false hope and he's grifting when I'm literally just reading articles and watching videos. Right? He said, only the real OGs know the meaning behind my name. And you have no idea. I am initiated, bro. The Lolly Lule Low. Right? I know who the Patriots are, bro. Trust me. Trust me, bro. I know who the Patriots are, bro. He said, "Oh, mute that. Just use the clip." Hey, bro, it may be right. Yeah, crazy. But anyway, he said to me that was a sign of admission. Hey, nah, look, let's just get through the opening little rigmarole so we can get started with the show. Right, because we're gonna break this down, man. I just don't want to hear like I just don't want to feel like I'm the one making this up, right? For sure. We're on the road to 5K. Make sure y'all smashing that like, share, subscribe, as well as that notification bell, so that you know when I'm going live or dropping a new video. You dig? This is where the information is coming from. This is it's anyway, man. Look, just hit those buttons, please. We're trying to increase the bandwidth, right? I think that we're about to get proven right pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? We the one started the conversation behind this whole ZSJL to Netflix, Snyderverse to Netflix angle. It originated here on this channel. Just in case anybody didn't know, it all came from this channel, January 3rd, 2023. It was a clear black night. They need a rap dictionary. I'm sorry. Anyway, we're trying to get the conclusion of Zack Snyder's DC arc over on the Netflix platform or just in theaters, period, yo. We've been making great strides, and I think we're pretty close to home plate, you know what I mean? So, hey, it is what it is. We only have 3 ROEs or rules of engagement, as you would say. We just ask, hey, can you guys be positive while using the hashtags? And can you not mix them with others? And can you not please or just please don't tag, mention, quote, tweet, or reply to anybody over at WBD, which is including but not limited to one James Gunn. Because first of all, he on his way out anyway, so we ain't even got to worry about him no more. We ain't even got to worry about him no more. You know what I mean? ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube and X are also platforms that you guys should be following and subscribe to. And if you'd like to have your name scrolling across the bottom of the stream like the homie W Necron does tonight, whenever you guys give super chats, super thanks, any of that stuff, gifted memberships, it is tallied up, and whoever donates the most will have their name scrolling across the bottom of a following discussion stream, just like W Necron does tonight. You dig? Yeah. He said they want to talk about big boy business, right? Now, we're going to talk about some big boy business. They lucky I didn't bring out Big Business Part 7. Because I almost made this a Big Business Part 7, right? But I was like, no, I got a feeling that might be, you know, saying coming at a later date, right? But yeah, big boy business with a tech company. What's wrong with you? He said, I've been around since before you even started a channel, when you were a fan. And I don't have the slightest clue what your name is supposed to mean. Right? Hey, bro, just look, just know that my name is my name, bro. That's all you got to know. That's all you got to know. That my name is my name. Yeah, nah, it's several reasons, Mama Bear. It ain't even just me being a Star Wars fan. It's several reasons. He said, regulators, mount up. Yeah, we got the homie W Necron, Lord of the Witching Hour, in the building. You know what I mean? He said, there's a bunch of propaganda being spread. You want to know why? It's because they're upset, bro. They're upset and they're trying to cause a lot of confusion right now. That's why. It's because they're trying to cause a lot of confusion. They're over here bringing up animation. Yo, is Zack Snyder talking about animation? I think I put that on the bed on Cartoons and Cereal. I was like, is Zack Snyder looking like he's talking about animation right now? He said the future has taken root, bruh. The future has taken root in the past, bro. Because this is the prophecy has been foretold, right? Said, because I am whatever you say I am, and if I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news every day I am. Radio won't even. Never mind, man. They won't even play my jam, dog. What they talking about? Yo, stop, Austin. They already need a rap dictionary to watch the show. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't make any hip hop references. What's up to the homie Apex Lux, the new geeks? Right? Yeah. Yeah. He said it's because he liked the post which talked about anime. Bruh, look, man. Bruh. Everybody. Okay. Anyway, let's get to this conversation, yo. We about to see what's up. Right? Because I think it's a whole lot of shit being discussed that don't need to be discussed. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a whole lot of stuff that don't need to be discussed that's being discussed. And then the stuff that do need to be discussed ain't nobody talking about. Right? Right? He said he uses his cameras for live action, not no animation. Come on, bro. Man, this is wild, bro. Yo, I got a question because I didn't see the post that was liked. I'm gonna ask one question: was it only talking about animation, or was it a bunch of other stuff in there too? And animation was just one of the topics, because that happens a lot too. You know. But anyway, that's just a question for the chat. Somebody can let me know. But let's talk about. He said, "Nope." It mentioned Netflix in 2028. Wait, what? There was another one that was talking about Netflix in 2028, but it wasn't talking about animation. Look, anyway, let's get to the important stuff. You know what I mean? Watch this. Now, it's been a lot of talk about, people jumping into this whole WBD situation, and they're gonna back Paramount, and it's looking grim, it's looking crazy, right? But as I was mentioning, I think it was last night, I was like, yo, it seemed to me that Paramount had only just increased their offer slightly from before, which wouldn't make much sense to me, right? But before I even get to that video, I want to show this other video first that I was sent, because one of the things that we mentioned over here was that John Malone, the mentor of David Zaslav, he said that he preferred Netflix, right? We know that John Malone, I mean, I did an entire stream on it. All right, hold up. As a matter of fact, when was that stream? Let me give you the date. Right? Oops, excuse me. Right, because it wasn't even that long ago. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Wait a minute, did I skip it? Oh yeah, that was on November 14th. Yep. So I did skip it, right? Yep. So on November 14th, I did an entire stream. Hey, Big Business Part 6. Matter of fact, yep, that was Part 6. So last week we talked about how John Malone, right, talked about how he wanted to get his thing to Netflix, right? He pretty much openly spoke about it, right? So now, I think that we have a situation where we can look at what Grace Randolph is reporting. She is going to tell you who she thinks David Zasloff is, you know, in terms of like, you know, like who his favorite is, right? And shout out to the people that be sending me this stuff, because y'all be keeping me up to date on a lot of this, and I just be coming on here giving my take, because I didn't see this, but I definitely had it brought to me. So let's see what Grace Randolph has to say, right, before we get to the other video about who Zaslav's favorite is. To get this, let's see.
How do you go to the next shareholder meeting? Like, I think that's one of the reasons that Universal even bid, because they're like, how can we go and say that we didn't go after this? All right, so who's Zazzy's top choice?
Wait, pretty much saying she thinks Universal only put in a bid just to say, hey, that I was able to put in a bid, right? You kind of just heard that. Before we even get to who the favorite is, she just pretty much said, hey, Universal put the bid in just to say, hey, we oh my God, bro. Okay. And thanks, TJ. Yeah, I saw that. Man, I don't give a look. Anyway. Oh, wait. So he likes to post about animation and everybody goes crazy, but he retweets the sale hashtags and everybody's confused. Anyway, yeah, so I just wanted y'all to know that, you know what I'm saying? Like that they pretty much were just putting the bid in just to say, hey, we bid on this. I mean, you know, hey, like the opportunity came and we just couldn't, you know, we just couldn't quite get to that number. You know what I mean? We was almost there, right, guys? We was almost there, you know. But hey, let's go back to what Grace has to say about who David Zaslav's favorite is. Because we over here talked about how it was John Malone last week. He said it was Netflix. So now, who's David Zaslav's top choice?
Who's Zazzy batting his eyes at? Well, interestingly enough, Zazzy is interested in Netflix. He says he would like Netflix to get it. I think Netflix is the least likely to get it for a couple of reasons, but that's who Zazzy apparently likes the best. So Zazzy says, let's get Netflix in here. That's the deal he'd like to see happen. However, it ain't.
Wait, whoa. Now, I understand, hey, you know, you can feel the way you feel about the chances of anybody getting it, right? But I mean, wasn't we reporting over here last week that John Malone said Netflix? Now we hear that David Zaslav want Netflix. I mean, these are some of the most important people in charge of this entire thing. Wouldn't you say so? Right? Wild. Nah, I keep telling y'all that all of these people with these platforms, they're trying to make sure that their people are kind of represented in these discussions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna have people like I was telling y'all last time when they were trying to put Paramount in some of these conversations, and I was like, hey, kind of feels like you're kind of just trying to say that, right? He said everybody always has to preface what they say with Netflix definitely won't get it though. He said run that back, right? Y'all want me to run it back? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all want me to run that back real quick? I will. Okay, hold up. Let me put it back. All right. Let me run that back.
Like, I think that's one of the reasons that Universal even bid, because they're like, how can we go and say that we didn't go after this? All right, so who's Zazzy's top choice? Who's Zazzy batting his eyes at? Well, interestingly enough, Zazzy is interested in Netflix. He says he would like Netflix to get it. I think Netflix is the least likely to get it
The least
for a couple
likely.
of reasons.
The worst.
But that's
obviously.
who Zazzy apparently likes the best. So Zazzy says, let's get Netflix in here. That's the deal he'd like to see happen. However,
woo! So there you have it. Right? He said, does she know why the others are bad? Yo, they literally got the WGA talking about if Paramount get this, they going on strike. What is we talking about? Right? Mama Bear said, that makes no sense. If I like a guy and he likes me, there's a very good chance we'll go out. Same logic. It doesn't sound that complicated, right? Right? It does not sound that complicated. He said, F them all. We're in a new age for this Phantom. And these platforms pulling those cars. Hey, facts. Right? He said be the most gangster shit. He said her sum of all. That's what I'm saying. The sum of all fears, bro. He said, I wonder whose opinion is more important in this scenario. Grace Randolph or David? I'm selling the Netflix. Right? It's like, nah, Netflix is the least likely. Like, what? I told y'all last week. I said it. Sky was right. Right? Damn it. He was right again. Right? On the 14th. Big Business. Part 6. Big Business. I told y'all. He said no one is reporting this, bro. I'm about to get to something else that ain't nobody reporting. But why they ain't reporting on this stuff? He said, by the way, Sky, Zazev has probably convinced the board of directors that Netflix. Yo, which would she had her thing talking about the board of directors. Low key, it really only matter what Zaslav think right now. That's wild, Joe. All right. Nessa said, she said in the stream that it's not up to him. It's up to the shareholders and board of directors. What if it's them telling Zaslav they want Netflix? That's what I'm saying. What if they're all in unison except one? Because we know one group over there don't want this to happen. And we know what group that is. Right? We know what like, you know, man, I almost called him something crazy. I don't know, bro. It's like a group of parasites, bro. Like, you know what they doing. They in there trying to cause FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Over there trying to hype up this animation crap. Over there trying to hype up all this other stuff. Hey, man, this, that, right? Anybody but Netflix. All this stuff, right? Anybody but Netflix, right? Right? He says Zaslav and the board want it, but it's not up to them. It's up to the janitor. Come on, man. He said Larry Fink predicts that Netflix gonna get it. Right? He said it's gonna take hearing that to dumb before seeing Justice League 2 to be the moment it hits him, right? Bro, oh my god, bro. Can you imagine to dumb? And then they just like, oh my god, bro. And then and then you know that on like Zach's movies, they always start where the last one ended, right? So I think, what if this one, oh my god, what moment is it gonna start from, bro? It's probably a moment that we haven't even seen yet, honestly, right? He said Netflix is building a theater in Fort Monmouth. Yo, they're building several theaters. He said the shareholders already told Zaslav that he has their blessing to wait things out for the split if he gets lowballed, which would make the most sense. Why would you take a lowball offer when you can make more later? What type of, anybody that would believe in that, they don't believe in delayed gratification. Anybody that doesn't believe in delayed gratification doesn't make it to that level. You don't become a director of anything. You know what I mean? Like, you don't become a director of anything without understanding delayed gratification. Who would say, yo, we want out right now? If you know for certain that you can make more later. That makes no sense. Right? Oh my God. Said cause fear, uncertainty, and doubt, like the Gleeks in the Superman movie. Yep, the space monkeys. Right? That's what I like to call them, the space monkeys. Wildcard said the real question is, what will the Saudis' involvement in a Netflix or be in a Netflix-owned Snyderverse? Look, what would there be in? I don't understand. Like, whoever buys this thing, I don't think the Saudis have to be involved, especially if Netflix buys this thing. I think that people have been pumping up that angle because of the fact that the Saudis would be having to partner with one of these other studios like Paramount Skydance, because they would be the ones that don't have the money, right? Facts. He said started from Ready the Armada and kick off the movie with Darkseid making his way to Earth. Hey, that would be dope, right? For sure. I could see that happening. It starts off on Apocalypse. Oh my God, that'd be crazy. Like, it starts with Steppenwolf's head coming through the, and then you see him talking to Granny Goodness. Oh my goodness, right? Wild. He said, makes you wonder, is it just that Netflix is a completely American created and owned, no corporate media ties or investments in any political lobbies, strict adherence to capitalism? I don't know. Hey, I don't know, bro. I don't know what it is, man. Right. He said, people don't know that Skydance and Comcast Universal being sued overseas. Nah, that don't matter. Hey, we appreciate you stopping through though, Necron. Right? Yeah. She said that they could announce it and be like, yo, what does it mean? Yeah. He says, correct, Frank and Sky. All these details have been considered. People like her just have to cast uncertainty on Netflix because that's their marching orders. Reminds me of the ZSSM's Journey versus Ops. Facts, right? But it ain't even just that. It ain't even just that, right? Because I kept hearing that the Paramount Skydance people was having this backing, right, of the Saudis and all this stuff, right? And it was all this stuff being said. And they're like, yo, this is what's going down. And I told you guys that it felt strange to me when I heard that barely increased their offer, right? From the one that got rejected, right? Let's look at this real quick.
These were just first round bids. They're non-binding bids. As far as the news reports go, it looks like all three companies that were in the race, Paramount, Skydance for all of Warner Brothers, and then Netflix and Comcast for just the studio and streaming assets, have all placed their bids. This is going to be a very long drawn process. So we're going to have multiple rounds. We've had some conflicting reports actually on what Paramount Skydance was offering. There was something earlier this week which suggested they were offering something north of $28 per share. They came out, refuted that report, and the latest reports seem to suggest that it might be it's definitely going to be something much lower than that, probably something above 25, but still below 27. But let's remember, David Zaslav has publicly said that he wants something north of $30 per share. So this is going to play out for quite a while, I think, Paul.
Yeah, that is a pretty big gap between what David Zaslav wants and what the reporting indicates Paramount Skydance is likely to pay. So if this is going to be a long, drawn-out process, does that benefit Warner Brothers Discovery or these bidders? Who comes out ahead in that kind of scenario?
Yeah, I mean, the long drawn out process is really not good, I think, for Warner Brothers Discovery. But having said that, let's remember that they do have another plan B in place. And the plan B is that they are going to go ahead and split their company into two parts. So you have the TV networks business and the streaming and studio business. And the good news for them is that the studio turnaround, which was, kind of in progress, is now really kind of taking shape. We're seeing some really tangible growth come out of both streaming as well as studio. And so worst comes to worst, if nothing materializes from all of these bids and from all of the sale chatter and buzz, they are still on track to separate their businesses, and who knows, maybe that would be the better path for them going forward. So all is not
right. So they barely increased their offer. You know what I'm saying, right? Even though we were supposed to be getting all these trillionaires to back us, you know what I mean, right? How does this happen? Right? I swear, man, y'all gonna learn one of these days. He said, ain't no big boy business in here. Yeah, this is real business. Right? He says Skydance Paramount definitely lowballing, or that's all right? He said, dude, you ever think that we get to this point? Like, what? We just wanted a license. They told us Netflix couldn't buy all of DC. What about all of WB? This is insane when you think about it. Yeah, that is hilarious, bro, because it's true. It is so true, bro. We just wanted a good old license, bro. And it was like, yo, that would never happen. They can't afford it. It's too much money. Right? It's too much. It's not possible. These are things that they were legitimately telling us, though. I know people be going around saying that stuff, But they were legitimately telling us that. You know, it'd be people running around like, yo, you know, nah, man, you just don't get it, you know? It could never happen. Ain't even just that one, right? We ain't even just got that. We ain't even just got that. He said, and that's from Bloomberg, not Schilberg, right? We ain't even just got that one. Y'all thought it was it? Nah, we ain't even got to the real part, right? Like, that's why we got the title what it is. Right? That's why we got the title what it is.
It just tease you a little bit out.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Warner Brothers Comcast.
Don't forget Netflix and Paramount.
Well, they have multiples.
Yes, the bids are in, at least the initial first round bids for purchases of Warner Brothers Discovery. We, of course, have been talking about this for quite some time. Paramount, my understanding at this point, of course, they bid 3 times previously, ending at around $23.50, 80% cash, 20% stock. That was their last bid. My understanding is perhaps they improved it a bit. Again, when you're first round, you're not really looking to make your knockout blow, your best and final, but they may have increased the overall a bit, and or as well the cash portion perhaps has gone.
First of all, before he even gets to that, does one of these things look different than the other? Out of all these numbers right there, hold on. Does one of these things look different than the other? I don't know. Right? We're back to this conversation again, right? We're back to this, right? We're back to this conversation where people be trying to say, hey, man, you know, they ain't got the money. They ain't got the money, right? Like, they ain't got the money. They ain't got the money, Sky. They can't afford DC. They can't afford to do a Batman movie, Sky. What you mean? They can't even afford to make movies, period, bro. Bro, one of these look like more than the other ones combined. that's all I got to say. All right, one of them, I mean, it looks kind of like they could like, right? Yo, but look, we're gonna see because he about to share something that I just thought was hilarious. Let's see what he had to say. This is the Faber report.
Up as an overall percentage of that. As for Netflix,
not the Sky report, right? But hold on, let me back that up.
Perhaps has gone up as an overall percentage of that. As for Netflix, all I can tell you is it's been termed real. You like that kind of great reporting insight I can give you there, Jim? Yeah, real. Incredible. But to be fair, there are those who still wonder why exactly Netflix has such a passion to own this asset, given it would seem to create complexity on the regulatory front, owning number 1, of course, Netflix, and number 4 in streaming, and whether you really would face significant scrutiny from the antitrust regulators and or the president, because Reed Hastings, the company's chair, is known has been known as a Democrat. But they do seem, again, real is what I'm hearing. Now, what does that mean? What is the composition of their bid in terms of how much stock and cash? Unclear at this point. Again, it is early days. And finally,
here's what I think. Okay. Here's what I think. All right. I think that saying, hey, that shit is real. Like, yo, yeah, the other offers, that Netflix offer, it's real. They even marked one of their shields out there. They shields was like, yeah, Netflix didn't skimp on the offer. You know what I mean? Hey, and then you got Faber over here like, it's real. It's real, bro. He said, just so you know, that shit is real. Ooh, it's a wrap. Ooh. He said, welcome to the favorite report. Right? This is crazy. He said Netflix was 1,000 a share before their 10-1 share split last week. Crazy, right? He said, real. Why does Netflix have such a passion to own these assets? Right? He said, the passion comes from their movies. Y'all know the ones? Yeah, bro. They know what's up, dog. They know what's up, bro. This is the sum of all fears, bro. You can feel it in the air, bro. He said he paused and then said, real. Facts. He said, no matter what, this, hey, yo, we already won, bro. Netflix is real when it's useful, for sure. Trading at 5 times the amount still after their share split. Crazy. Sky announcing going into theaters protects Netflix from being called solely a streaming monopoly. They'll be fine with the FTC. Facts. Right? Crazy. We won, y'all, just by starting this idea. And then we got this far. And now they're bidding. It's a wrap. All right. He said stock prices for Netflix are at 104. Start buying while they're low. Hey, bro, I'm about to be. Never mind. Hey, look, never mind. I ain't giving no advice because people be like, oh my God, Scott, you out there giving me stock advice. He said it's real. Look, I didn't make that up, right? Let me back this up, right?
Passion to own this asset, given it's been termed an overall percentage of that. As for Netflix, all I can tell you is it's been termed real.
He said, yo, real. Yo, y'all know I heard that they offered to pay off their debt and give it back to them. Bruh, why wouldn't you wait for a split? Why wouldn't you wait for a split? If somebody say, yo, I know you in debt, right? Look, I know what you need, right? Look, come on over. You just come on over here, right? And they pull their wallet out and they just start counting out there, just how much more you need? Right? Like, yo, yeah, like, yo, it'd be a wrap, right? And say, yo, go ahead, take that, pay off whatever you gotta pay off, and then come back to me and we good. Right? Crazy. Said it's real. He said, wait, what? Say that again, Scott. They offered to do what? They offered to pay off their debt, bro. For them. You dig? That's what I heard. That's why you getting this real. You know what I'm saying? He said WBD like I'm in a bind, Nate. That's what I'm saying. They in a bind, bro. How much more? Oh, crisp honey. Oh my God, this is crazy. This is wild. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why they reacting like this. That's why you're getting terms like real. Yeah. You like that? It's real. We know it's real. We know it's real. You even got the shields like, yeah, Netflix didn't skimp on their offer, you know? They ain't skip. So if the people that had the most money in the situation didn't skimp, what you talking about? What are you talking about? But nah, you know, it ain't even just that, right? I wish that would have been the last of the information that I got to give out. I actually wish it was. But unfortunately for the ops, it's not. You know what I'm saying, right? It's not. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this. Right. We got this article from Puck News. Right. Netflix. He said, do we believe Netflix loves movie theaters now? As bids for Warner Brothers Discovery come due and exhibitors prep an antitrust challenge, Ted Sarandos has pledged to play Warner Brothers movies in theaters. Is this just a shameless wet kiss to the town and regulators, or another sign of his company's ability to pivot? Right? An entire breakdown. So Netflix has pledged to keep their movies in theaters. Right? And here's the crazy part. If you peek just outside the main ballroom of the Governor's Awards on Sunday night, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos appeared to be deep in conversation with one of his chief nemesis, Eduardo Acuna, CEO of the Regal Cinema World Theater chain. Sarandos, of course, has spent the past decade attempting to kneecap Acuna's business and the windowing system that has allowed theaters to survive through the advent of television, the VHS tape, and digital downloads. Acuna has returned the favor by refusing to play most Netflix movies on his 8,000 screens worldwide. So, first of all, just like I said, right? Didn't I just say that the other day that Netflix been having their stuff kept out of theaters? Did I or did I not just say that? Damn, Sky was right again. I just said that. Was it like last night or the night before? Right? Yeah, it was on the grand finale stream, right? Yeah, pretty sure. Or it was on the Zack Snyder. I can't remember. But I just said it like a couple days ago. At the very least, it was a couple streams ago. And here you are getting it told to you right here and there. So say, hey, and Netflix was trying to do something different. They were in their own lane. That was messing with the theaters, and then the theaters responded by not playing. Bruh. Anyway, neither Sarandos nor Acuna would tell me what they were discussing in their tuxes, other than that the chat was friendly. But I'm betting that Warner Brothers came up. Netflix is chasing the 102-year-old studio alongside Paramount and Comcast, and whoever else submitted a bid by today's deadline. Right? But pretty much saying, hey, Ted Sarandos was just meeting with the head of Regal Cinema. He said, deal with Regal soon. They already got, bro. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? So, while all of these people is out here talking about everything other than what Netflix is doing, this is where the real conversation is. He said, let's not forget that Sarandos also met with Zaslav himself at the fight. Crazy. Nah, it's a wrap. I think it's a wrap. While all these other influencers and everybody trying to tell you how it's not likely and how, I think they're the least likely, right? She over there sounding like the same. Ain't that crazy? Y'all be telling me that her channel's owned by WBD through certain channels, and then the other dude we know is a WBD shill, and then they over there talking about, I think Netflix is the least likely. They both said the same thing. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? How everybody that seemed like they be on Warner Brothers side for some reason, all of a sudden they keep saying, and Netflix, they're the least likely to get it. I keep trying to tell y'all, it's coming from that James Gunn camp. I think all this stuff is coming from that James Gunn. Just my opinion. I think all this stuff is coming from that camp, yo. Because it don't even make no sense. I don't think this is coming from the Mike DeLuca and Pam Abby camp. Because why would it? Because they're gonna be fine. It's only one major person whose job isn't gonna be in flux. You know what I mean? And they're probably getting fired. I mean, it's gonna be a couple people, but we know who mainly about to get fired. You know? I don't know. I'm just saying. Seems weird to me. Wild. He said, Sky, please nuke this stupid anti-Dan Lin narrative. Bruh, Dan Lin was at the fucking Rebel Moon double feature, bro. Having a great time. Bruh, they don't have any, nothing that they can do or say that is based in reality points towards this not being the most likely scenario. None of these things that they can point to that is based in reality is anything that, like, it's like, yo, it all seems to be pointing to Netflix. But all of them keep saying, oh, yo, that it's most likely not going to be them. Oh my God, it's not going to be them. It's going to be somebody else. It's going to be somebody else. Even though Zaslav, the CEO of the company that's selling, and his mentor, they both want one thing, and they're both rich and powerful. But hey, it's other rich and powerful people too. Some of whom don't even have as much power as this one person, or this other guy either. But yet, it seems like, people with less power, their opinions matter more than people with more. I'm like, what are we talking about, bro? Crazy. He said, yeah, they're WB, all right. Yep, yeah, man. He said, that's why I said gun. Yep. Yep. Yeah, man. These are shill articles, yo. 100% commissioned. Right? He said Dan Lin was having a good time, but I don't trust him, but I still don't trust him. Why? Why wouldn't you trust Dan Lin? Because somebody else called us bots and he went along with the joke? Ain't that what happened? But also, even if that was, just like the homie Apex Lux pointed out, I would also be very wary of anything that, like, whenever he got announced and then that video just came out immediately and everybody was like, oh my God, see what happened? I'm like, right? Said Dan Lin just seemed sneaky. I don't know about all that. I know he was gonna fucking give us one last ride with the Snyderverse and then reboot. I know that. You know, in business, I was just about to say, in business, it's about, yo, what can you do for me? You know what I'm saying? This is a business transaction. What can you do for me? What can you do for me? He said, after dealing with Gunn all this time, I don't even know how anybody can be more weary about Dan Lin. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, nah. Nah. I ain't going for that. I can't go for that. No can do. Nah, cause here is what the thing, or what that Rebel Moon double feature kind of means for me, right? And with me being there, it was such a vibe there, right? That, you know, you couldn't deny it. The fans was off the chain. So it's like, to be able to have that kind of passion there for something that's in a totally original concept and have that kind of turnout and have that kind of energy there. This is a business transaction, bro. Y'all go ahead and start putting your last questions and comments down at the bottom. We are about to start closing up in a little bit because I'm about to start getting on some Red Dead Redemption 2 before I get on some Arc Raiders, possibly. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm just loving this, man. I'm loving this energy. I'm loving what all this stuff is pointing towards. It seems like it's all about to be Netflix, right? We got all these people. Oh yeah, they about to get all these other people roped in, and we're gonna bring in the Saudis. But oh yeah, but we barely increase our offer at all. And then Netflix come with a real offer, which even includes paying off their debt for them. Man, look, y'all. Oh my God, bro. This is crazy. People be wilding, man. They be like running out of here trying to spread all this fear and stuff. Oh my God, this and that. Trying to point everybody, hey, y'all, it can't be Netflix, y'all. It can't be them. Can't be them. Can't be the sleeping giant that's just sitting in the middle of the room, right? He's definitely not about to wake up. Right? He said, maybe I missed it in the video. Did they? No, that wasn't in a video. That was something I read earlier. Right? I would go back and look for it, but I ain't about to do that. But no, or was it this video? And I just didn't let it get there yet. Right? But I either read it somewhere or I heard. That was a real part of the offer. 100%. right? So yeah, like talking about big boy business. They said I'm gonna buy Netflix. Oh my god, bro! Look, I'm about to start shutting this thing down, man. I just wanted to kind of get in here, talk about this, and get out. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'll be back probably Monday with a stream. He said, "Now that's an offer. Checkmate. I'd buy that for $1." Oh my god! And with that said, bro, I'm about to get on out of here. I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Peace.